It's patch 1.1, we're Trailblazer level 60, we've pretty much done everything we can right now, all SUs and everything's been done. Let's go into a bit of an account review and pretty much just talk about everything that I've done with my characters and my account to get so far so quickly if you want to really look at it in a quick way. I will say though, if you hear any construction in the background, well, there's some construction happening in my house, so my apologies for the noise. This will be a quick video, so let's get into it. As I said, I am Trailblazer level 60. We've done all the SUs, we've done a few of the stages of the Memory of Chaos, and we've attempted a few different stages at the new thresholds. And I want to go through a few of my characters, and why I've built certain characters, and just kind of talk about building in the future and what characters I want to build up in the future. As we can see here, I think I've got most of the characters. If I just go into the data bank really quickly, I've got 21 out of the 24 characters right now, just missing Himeko, Clara, and Bailu. And to be quite fair, I'm satisfied with what I have, and I've built a few of them, but obviously I've also not built a few of them because resources are quite scarce right now. Now, going into my core team, Jing Yuan, Ting Yun, Silverwolf, the Trailblazer are a core part of my team. This is like the generic team that I generally run because it's just a generally good team, but I do have a few others like Yanqing built, Bronya built, Natasha coming up, Su Shang is going to be one that I focus on heavily. I got Asta decently. Well, Yang and Sealy are on their way. Pela, and one other one that I want to focus on is Serval as well as Japad when I get around to it. Now, here's the reason why I've built all these characters. They're all good. But that's not a good enough reason to explain everything. So let's go through them one by one. Jing Yuan needs no explanation. Jing Yuan is Jing Yuan. The best AoE damage dealer right now if you're looking for the biggest hit of damage. Some people can argue that Serval is better or whatever if you're looking for a bit more instantaneous damage, but Jing Yuan is the GOAT. Obviously, we have his light cone and everything's built up, and he's the most generic character running 4-piece Band of Sizzling Thunder and whatnot and Nerd Cell Soda. Jing Yuan is built best in slot. It's really odd to just say, yeah, get Jing Yuan best in slot, but that's what it is right now. But going into a few more characters that are a bit more like, hey, why did you build that one? Well, Ting Yun is one of them. Now, Ting Yun is probably right now the best support if you're going specifically for a lightning team. Now, if you want lightning damage, just lightning, to be the core staple of the team, Ting Yun is the best one. If you build her correctly, and by correctly I mean if you just chuck on Asta's light cone right here, Asta's light cone gives you 24% elemental damage increase of the element that is equipped on the character. So if it's on Ting Yun, it will give lightning damage bonus. If it's on Asta, it will give a fire damage bonus. And it's extremely good. It's just a passive thing, so having her in the party just merely gives you that 24%. But going further than that, her kit is incredible. Her skill and her ultimate give massive damage bonuses to your active character that you've used those buffs on. And so when you combo that with something like a Jing Yuan, or maybe if you want to use a Serval, when you combo things like that, it works extremely well. And she's just like a nice package deal if you're trying to do a lightning specific team. Now, she does work in other comps, but I don't use her in other comps, so I can't comment on it too heavily, but she is very strong. Silverwolf also needs no introduction. She's right now the talk of the town. You know, the gossip is all about her right now and how good she is. And she is an absolute monster of a character. DPS and a support. She can apply weaknesses. She can do the whole 9 yards of things. And really, she needs no introduction. She is right now probably arguably the strongest singular support unit. Probably stronger than Bronya, but I'm not a numbers guy, so I would not be able to tell you. As for builds, listen, she has a free 4-star light cone available right now that you can get to Superimposition 5, so if you have not gotten this, by all means try to get it. It's very, very good if you ever want to get a Silverwolf in the future. If you don't have this one, then her signature would have to be like a thing, because there's no other good ones other than her signature and this one, so think about getting this thing. Trailblazer also needs no introduction. I don't use physical Trailblazer. I only use the fire one. The fire one is probably the best one by a large margin. Nothing wrong with the physical one, but just the fire one is a lot better. I don't have many preservation characters, so this guy does carry. And I've built him decently, nothing crazy. Again, relic investment, all that investment outside of my main DPSs has not been thorough. Trace levels are low. Light cone is just a random light cone that I slapped on with defense. And it's just it works, to be fair. It just works. He provides a decent shield, and it just works. That's simply how the Trailblazer is. He just works. Moving further on to the actual characters that matter, Yanqing, best single target DPS in the game. Sealy can't compete in any way, shape, or form, but obviously I jest with that. Yanqing, my preferred single target DPS that I like using over something like a Sealy or a Su Shang. And we have him with this one, but we're going to get his signature because we can obviously buy it from the shop. We're going to get that eventually. But for now, we're using a Super Position 5 cruising in the Stellar Sea, which works absolutely phenomenally. And my Yanqing is usually comboed with my Bronya. I think these two work perfectly fine and extremely well, actually. I think the combo, and if you get the certain speeds, you can actually get a lot of combo plays between them, going back and forth between Bronya and Yanqing. And also the skill point refreshment that Bronya can give when you have a specific light cone. A lot of things can happen really well there. So Yanqing, although can be used singularly and also is preferred to work with Japard for the ice kind of team and less aggro on Yanqing because he's very bad if he gets hit. I think he works extremely well with Bronya just to have more uptime on his attack rate, I guess, if you will. And also the crit damage boost from Bronya with Yanqing's guaranteed crit on his ultimate if you've built him decently, I think is incredibly powerful and can net you some high easy damage even if you don't have signature light cones. You can get some easy damage just by building these two if you do happen to have them. Now, how do you get them? Well, that's up to you to roll and get the gacha goods, right? Now, furthermore, Natasha, the second healer or one of the two healers in the game, I think everyone should be building their Natashas. If you haven't built your Natashas and you've been focusing on Bailu, I'd recommend going for both of them. I think having a healer in both teams of whatever you use is going to be extremely powerful, and she's also physical. There's not many physical characters in the game as it is right now. And so, having a physical abundance character is great. I think she's also a really good singular healer. Bailu's a bit more dot healer, or hot healer, if you will, healing over time. And just build Natasha. That's really all I'm going to say about Natasha. Just build her. She's really powerful. And she's only one of two healers until, obviously, the future when we get another one. So, for now, she's really powerful. Build kind of moderately. She's got a signature on. I haven't really invested too much into her. I think she's my next focus after I, level up a few of my other characters, like Bronya and Tingyan and Yanqing. But she's right there, focusing on her. Eidolons, I don't think she doesn't require Eidolons, I don't think. I'm not sure why I'm waffling about Natasha. Just build Natasha, you get her for free, she's very powerful. After that, it kind of goes into a few kind of filler characters that I'm not too fussed about talking about. Su Shang is definitely a character that exists in a spectrum of somewhat usefulness. She's a good single target DPS, I think, but you kind of need to know how to play her. She's very playstyle specific. Asta, again, a very good support, but fire support. Only fire support. Very rarely would I recommend using Asta outside of fire support, unless obviously you need something that she provides, like the high fire break or toughness breaking mechanic that she has on single target enemies. That's very good, so she's great for that. Welt is a guy. I probably won't focus on Welt a lot, neither will I focus on Sealy. This is a very odd perspective that I have. I know that a lot of HSR players would be like, oh my god, you have both Welt and Sealy, but you're not building them. Oh my god, why are you doing that? What is wrong with you? Well, to tell you the truth, I don't really like them. I like them, but I don't like them, you know what I mean? They just kind of feel like boring characters, something about them isn't clicking with me right now with the playstyle. Their personalities and their character lore and whatnot, I think is great and whatnot. But just something about the playstyle isn't quite clicking with me. But I probably will end up having to build them because they are very, very strong units to have. And then after that, it's just a bunch of characters that'll take a long time to gear. And these include something like a Pela. She's an incredible defense reduction character. Serval, I do want to build her just to have more lightning, and I can maybe have a full lightning team in the end. And after that, it kind of goes into a few random ones. Like, I do want to try Ching Chu and also Japard, but they're like very, very backline, 10 years from now, or a very, very long time from now, maybe 3 patches from now, and I'll try to build them. But hopefully that kind of outlines these characters that I want to build. The main staple is obviously the Jing Yuan. He's the goat of the game right now and is kind of carrying most players through a lot of things, and he's absolutely doing justice to a lot of things. All the characters that I've kind of mentioned and that are at like the forefront of my level threshold, kind of from Welt here and above, are generally seen as very good and strong characters. There's a few other ones, Danheng is a great single target unit, so don't, the ones that I haven't mentioned, they're not bad in any way, except for maybe Herta. I just don't like them too much to build them, because obviously I think I prioritize my personal preference of a character more so than the power, but kind of 50-50. But this is like a weird short video that I wanted to put together because, well, first of all, I was asked, and I think it's quite an informative video, as to what you can achieve with just a random slapped together team of characters. Most of these characters are synergetic, but at the same time, sometimes not. It focuses in on one specific playstyle, and also sometimes a bit of synergy is not quite there. But you can kind of get through a lot of things just by building a lot of the good things, but also some of the things that you like. Take this as biblical or take this as the scripture. Absolutely don't. Build whatever you want and whatever you find powerful and whatever you're comfortable with. That's what I'd recommend, but this is what I've done, and if this video has helped you in any way, well then that's great. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.